got here? Hello, everyone. If you're watching, let me see. All right. All right, we'll let some people come in the room. Y'all come in the room. Come in the room. Hello, if you're watching. Hey, y'all. Hello, can everybody hear me? Can you hear me? Let me know. Yes. Awesome. Hey, Kendra. Hey, y'all. Kyra. What up, conductor? What's up? How y'all doing? We're going to let some more people come in. I'm filming at home today, guys. I'm not in the studio today. I'm filming at home. And so hopefully my puppy act right. Hopefully he do the right thing, okay? My churn, you know what I'm saying? My churn didn't know what to do, but the puppy is unpredictable. So hopefully he do the right thing, because this will be a recording I have to put on Spotify and stuff. But either way it go, I can edit it out. Hello everyone that's just joining. How y'all doing today? Hope everyone is doing great today. We're gonna let a few more people come in, and then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get started, okay? So shout out to everybody that's here. Let me know where you're watching from in the chat. If you are watching this on the replay, make sure you put in the chat where you are watching from. Make sure you tell me your key takeaways, okay? So this is my Cup First podcast, all right? Tonight we are on episode 4, okay? And so tonight we are talking about self-love. We're going to dive into self-love. What is self-love? What does self-love mean? How do it apply to my life, especially in the time that we are living in right now? And at the end of this episode, I want you to reflect, and I want you to answer the question for yourself. Am I really loving myself the way the way I think I am? Or do I have some self-hatred going on? Do I have some self-betrayal going on? So we're going to get into it, okay? It's going to be very good, a really good topic that changed my life. We're going to really get into it, okay? So shout out to everybody that's watching. The comments are like way over there. I don't have my glasses on, so I can't really see, but I do see you guys in the chat. I have my laptop over there. I see you guys in the chat, but I can't really like see the stuff because my eyes. Okay, but I'm cute though. Okay, I'm cute tonight. Okay, guys, we do have our merch. I have my merch on tonight. This is my Cup First sweatshirt. We have sweatshirts in black and white, and we also have t-shirts in black and white. And so our merch will be going on sale this month, so definitely stay tuned. Also, we have My Cup First community that we are launching as well. It's a free community, so we can all join there and commune there. I want to build a solid community. And grow over there as well. So we have all of those things that are gonna be launching on this month. Okay. So y'all come on in. Tonight we are talking about self-love. So let me do my proper introduction, okay? Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to my Cup First podcast. I am your beautiful host, Kai Smith, and I am so happy to have you here. Today is episode 4, and today we'll be talking about self-love. What is self-love? How do self-love apply to my life? Am I really walking in self-love? Or do I have a little bit of self-hatred that I did not know about? Do I walk in self-betrayal? Okay, so that's what we're going to be diving in tonight. Okay, the way the podcast is going to work tonight, because it is live, and actually it's my first live show. So since it's my first live show, I want y'all to put some hand claps for me. Put some hand claps in the comments for your girl, because it's my first live show. I did do a poll, and everybody was like, yes, do a live show. So here I am. I thought it would be best as well, so that I can engage with the audience and kind of feel the energy of the audience instead of doing a pre-recorded show. So the way the show is going to work on tonight is I'm going to introduce the topic. I'm going to talk about my topic. So if you guys are in the comments and you guys are commenting, and I do not answer, that's because I'm gonna go through all of my notes, and then after I finish my notes, I'll open up for questions and answers so that I could engage with you guys. Okay, that's how the flow of the podcast is gonna go, because it's live. Also, I'm recording so that I could put it on Spotify, Amazon Music, and stuff like that. So I wanted to have a certain flow. All right, so let's go. So, everybody ready? Y'all ready? Shout out to y'all for giving me the hand claps. I appreciate it. Y'all ready? Let's go. So, we're talking about self-love tonight. I thought that this would be amazing. Oh, and before I start that, Happy New Year to everyone. I probably didn't see everybody or didn't get a chance to greet everybody for the new year. So we are in 2025. If you are watching this video or if you are live right now, it is such a blessing for us to even be here in 2025. So we give God the glory, the honor, and the praise over here for that, okay, for life. So Happy New Year to everybody that's watching live right now, and Happy New Year to everyone that's going to watch the replay. And if you're watching the replay, I want you to put in the comments #replay, okay? So I thought that self-love would be the best topic to start off with, because it is the epicenter of my brand, My Cup First. It is the mission of My Cup First. It is the whole reason for the brand, My Cup First. My Cup First. It's all about self-love, learning how to love yourself and move accordingly, okay? And I thought that it was super important to start off with self-love, because right now we are in 2025. We are in an ever-changing world. The world has changed so much since we knew it, and it's going to continue to change. And with a changing world come the change in behavior of human beings, okay? Change in behavior on every aspect of our life, social media, our jobs, every aspect of life that you could think about is going to be affected by the ever-changing world, okay? And so humanity is changing. Humanity is changing, and we can see it in our world today. I'm in Louisiana, and on yesterday there was a tragic accident. Well, not an accident, but a tragic event that happened in New Orleans. All right, a tragic event, an act of terrorism that happened in New Orleans. And so we could see all over the world how people need healing. People need to learn about self-love so that they could get through things in life, you know what I mean? And so that they could be more kind to people. So loving ourselves, making sure that we heal our traumas, okay? And being kind to ourselves create a better world, okay, that we have to live in, and our children and families have to live in. So this is the topic that is near and dear to my heart, because like I say, the world is changing. But guess what? If one person change, if I change, I can change my household. If my household change, guess what? It could go out and change a community. A community could go out and change a whole nation, okay? So we could change the world little bit by little bit. And so that's my mission for tonight, okay? My intention for this podcast tonight, the topic tonight, self-love, is for you to examine yourself, okay? for us to examine ourselves. After we hear the teaching on tonight, examine ourselves to see if we live in, if we are operating in self-love. Or there's some areas where we could tighten up. Or there's some areas that we probably didn't even really realize we was walking in self-hatred. You know what I'm saying? We was walking in self-betrayal. All right. So let's get into it. All right. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? Let me look at the comments right quick. Everybody good? Okay. All right, guys. So the most important relationship that you will ever have in your life is the relationship with yourself. The most important relationship I ever have in my life is the relationship with myself. All right. Our first priority should not be to develop a relationship with other people. Now stick with me, because some of y'all might want to tussle with me in the comments. Okay, y'all might want to tussle. But I don't want to fight. Okay, I just want peace. Okay, stick with me. Let me cook a little bit and I'm explain and break this down for you. Okay, our first priority should not be to develop a relationship with other people. All right, your first priority should be to develop a relationship with yourself. I know right now we live in a world where everybody is searching for connection, right? All of us. And as human beings, we need connection. That is super important, okay? It's super important. But stick with me, all right? Nothing wrong with connection, all right? We looking for connection, and we're looking for the desire to know other people, all right? There's nothing wrong with that, like I said. But the first person you should desire to know is yourself. Can everybody agree with that? All right? You should desire to know yourself before anything. And I got my notes right here, so if I look off to the side, that's what I'm looking at, my notes. All right, this is important because the average person in this world don't know much about their true self. You know what I'm saying? A lot of us don't know much about our true self. I talk to people all the time, and even myself, y'all. I'm not saying just you. I'm talking about myself as well. I meet people all the time, and a lot of people be like, I don't know what my gifts are. I don't know what my talents are. And that's okay. If that is you, that is okay. Okay. That is okay, because as we go through life, we grow and we go through a process called self-discovery. All right. And you begin to discover those things about yourself. All right. So the average person don't really know that much about themselves. So many people are wearing other people's images, taking on other people's ideologies, living other people's expectations, and allowing society to create us and shape us. Instead of having a self-concept, we have other people's concept about ourselves. That's deep right there, okay? And so we see this happening all over. Like when I go on social media right now and we look in the relationship space, they got all kind of podcasts, everybody talking about relationships and how a household should be ran. You see so many people taking on the ideologies of everybody else. But how should your household be ran? What work for your household? You know what I mean? Even in the dating space and the intimate relationship space, we see people sharing the same ideologies. I don't feel like those people really are looking inside themselves to see what works for them. They're just taking on what's trending on social media. And that's not how life should work for us, okay? That's not how life should work for us. So they're putting on everybody else's ideologies, all right? And bringing it to their families and operating in relationships, operating in the world like a trend, okay? Like a trend. Like who does that? All right? So number one, self-knowledge is the key to all relationships. Self-knowledge, okay? If you want to be in a relationship, before you be in any relationship, you got to know yourself. Self-knowledge is the key to all relationships. When you get to know yourself and begin to learn yourself, it will be like a blueprint for you to maneuver through your life, because everybody got their own life path, okay? We all have our own life path, period. You need to know the knowledge of your strengths and knowledge of your weaknesses, all right? That should be important to you. So I got a question for you. What are your strengths? What are some of your strengths? If you want to put it in the comments, you can put it in the comments. What are some of your strengths? All right. Also, what are your weaknesses? What are your weaknesses? Now, you don't have to put that in the comments if you don't want to be exposed, baby, because I'm not putting mine. I'm just playing. But we have to be real with ourselves and know where we are weak, okay? So we got to know our strengths and we got to know our weaknesses. Know where you are weak because it'll cause a hindrance in all relationships and the way you show up in life, okay? And that's just being self-aware of who you are, all right? So know your strengths and your weaknesses. I'll name some of my strengths. Some of my strengths are I'm a leader. Some of my strengths are I am self-motivated. Another strength for me is I'm kind. Okay. Some of my weaknesses. Okay. One of my weaknesses, I am impatient. That's something I am working on, always working on. I'm impatient. That will be a weakness of mine. One of my weaknesses. All right. You should also be aware of your tendencies, your bad habits. What bad habits are stopping you and slowing you down from progress? Okay. So that's things that we need to be aware of, and then we need to work on those things. Okay. Be real. We gotta be real with yourself. When you look in the mirror, you gotta be real with yourself and talk to yourself. Man, Kai, good job, man. You did that. I like how you did that. Good job, my girl. I like that you go to the park every day, man. You went to the park for a whole year and a half straight. Look how much weight you lost. My girl, you look good. You look good. That's how I talk to myself in the mirror. That's part of my strength. I showed up a year and a half straight. I transformed my body. You know what I'm saying? I was able to transform my health. And the outside result is me transforming my body. Okay. That's how I'm talking to myself in the mirror. On the flip side of that, my weaknesses, man, Kai, now you know you was wrong for that. You was wrong for how you handled that situation. I don't really like how you showed up. You know what I'm saying? I don't like how you should need to do better. You know what I'm saying? Not in a condemning way, but in a way that you are self-aware. You know what I'm saying? And you are able to self-assess yourself and say, you know what? I don't like how I really showed up in that way. So let me go back to the drawing table and see why did I show up that way? Heal that part of me so I can show up better the next time. Okay? Because in life we will not be perfect. We will not be perfect. Okay? The most important person for you to love. Let's talk about love now. Now we're going to get into love. All right. Now, y'all listen to me for this part right here. Some people might want to tussle about this part right here too, but I'm about to break it down for you. Okay. And hopefully I can give you a new perspective about self-love. Okay. Hopefully I can give you a new perspective. The most important person for you to love besides God, let me say that because when my videos be, going viral or getting numbers, they be talking about, I guess they think I don't talk about God. Baby, I am God's girl, okay? The most important person for you to love besides God is yourself. All right. And guys, listen, I'm going to put a pin right here. Make sure that you take a paper and a pen out and make sure y'all write these notes down, okay? Write some notes down. It's going to be super important for y'all, all right? So the most important person for you to love besides God is yourself. Self-love should be our priority, all right? Let's see what God says about self-love. Let's see what God got to say about self-love. And the reason why I want to do this is because somebody might say, well, I got to love other people first before I love myself. Or I got to love, this person or that person before I love myself. All right? So let's go to the scripture. All right? Matthew 22. Matthew chapter 22. And we're gonna read verse 36 through 40. Matthew 22, 36 through 40. Y'all write that down. Somebody put it in the chat so everybody could see it, okay? Matthew 22, 36 through 40. Now, this was somebody, I'm just going to preface it. This was somebody asking Jesus a question, right? So verse 36 says, teacher, which is the greatest commandment in the law? So they was asking, out of all the commandments that they have, which one is the greatest? Which commandment is the greatest? And Jesus replied, love the Lord your God with all your heart, all your soul, and all your mind. He said, love God first. Okay. This is the first and greatest commandment. And then this is the part right here. The second is like it. Love your neighbor as yourself. And verse 40 say, all the law of the prophets hang on to these two commandments. So let's break that down right quick. Because I've heard this spoken in church and stuff a lot. And even in like the Christian community, people misinterpret, especially people misinterpret, especially verse 39. Verse 39 says, and the second is like the first. Let's go back to the first. He said, love the Lord your God with all your heart, your soul, and your mind. So love God first. Then secondly, he says, love your neighbor as yourself. This is what people get this right here misconstrued. People think that God is saying, love your neighbor and then love yourself. And so what we see in the world happening, and especially in the Christian community, you see people being burnt out from loving people, you know what I'm saying? Or not that you should not love people, but they feel like they gotta suffer to love people. You know what I'm saying? And that is not so. That is not so, and that is not love. Okay. So he said, love your neighbor as yourself. Now, in order to love your neighbor as yourself, you got to love yourself first. Okay. So that's the point I'm making right here. If I love you as I love myself, then I want to make sure I'm loving me correctly so I can love you. Do that make sense to y'all? Put it in the chat, okay? That don't mean that love your neighbor first and then love yourself after. And so what happens is people get burnt out with love because they are loving people to the detriment of themselves. But that's not what God commanded us to do, okay? They got another Bible verse that say to guard your heart. So that means to let people in and out of your life with wisdom. Okay. Your heart is like a gate. It don't mean to put a wall up and don't love nobody. Okay. So you can love people and not give them access to you. You can love people and have boundaries. Okay. You can love people from afar. Okay. You can love people and you don't have to talk to them every day. All right. So we got to be careful with love. Who we not who we loving really, but who we allowing access to us. Okay. And we got the most important part is how we love ourselves. All right. Because you cannot love nobody else more than you love yourself. That's another thing that is just a mess. Okay. Loving people more than we love ourselves. That's not what God wants us to do. Okay. Now, many people misinterpret love your neighbor as yourself and think that you are supposed to love them first or put them first. All right. So listen to me, guys. Listen to me. You can only love others to the same degree or measure that you love yourself. Okay. I'm going to say that again. You can only love someone to the same degree or measure that you love yourself. Another person can only love you to the same degree or measure that they love themselves. So we should stop and ask. So no, this is what I'm trying to say. So a lot of times we ask people, do you love me? Do you love me? That's what we ask people. Do you love me? When really and truly we should be asking them or observing to see if that person loved themselves. Because if that person loved themselves and they are showing that they love themselves, then they'll tell you how they can love you. That makes sense? If I love myself and you see that I love myself, then you can feel safe with me loving you. I hope that makes sense. So we should stop asking, do you love me? And start asking and observing how much a person loves themselves. Then decide if you'll settle for, if they don't love themselves enough, you decide if you'll settle for that. Okay. Believe what you see, not what you wish for. That's a bar right there. Believe what you see and not what you wish for. So what I'm talking about, a lot of times we be in situations where we could see and we having encounters with people and we could see that this is not going to change. Baby, this is not going to change. Why it's not going to change? Because the person has a certain capacity that they can't go past, okay? And so we got to stop punishing people with our expectations. That's important. A lot of times we punish people with our expectations. Our expectations sometimes could exceed people's capacity. You know what I mean? That is so true. Our expectations could exceed a person's capacity. So let's try to, let's put it in, an example. All right. So let's say you have two friends, right? You have two friends, and one it might be an unfair balance, right? It might be an unfair balance, or you might have a relationship, two friends, like it could be a relationship, and it's an unfair balance. One love the other more because they know more about love. The other one might not have the capacity to love as much, maybe because of childhood trauma, maybe because of parent wound, maybe because of any kind of trauma in their life. But what happened is people try to get together and they try to make things work. Now, the one who got more capacity for love, they want to see potential in somebody. You'll see potential in somebody and you'll be wishing that you could change that person. But we cannot change people, guys. We cannot change people. And so therefore you stay in relationships and you begin to suffer because you are expecting that person to meet your expectations. But that person may not have the capacity for it. You know what I mean? That person got to go on their own journey, you know what I'm saying, of self-love so that they could be more loving in their lives to other people. And so what happened is we punish people. All right, we punish people with our expectations, and that's not what we need to do. All right. So let's get into it. I'm gonna give you 7 keys to self-love. 7 keys to self-love. All right, 7 keys. Before I get into that, let me look at the comments right quick, y'all. Let me look at the comments real quick. Give me 1 second. Let me look at the comments right quick. My bad, y'all. Hey, everybody. I love how all of us over here. I'm a big procrastinator. I struggle with loving others more than myself. Well, G Price. What's up, G Price? I had to learn to quit putting unrealistic expectations on people. That's so true. Stop putting unrealistic expectations on people, guys. You know what I'm saying? We have our fantasy world. We want to put expectations on people when the people showing you, man, I'm just not capable. And a lot of times the people will try. Like a friend might try, but this is what's so true about people. They're gonna always revert back. We're gonna always revert back to our natural self. We're gonna always revert back to our natural self. So if it ain't in that person, it's just not in that person. And it's gonna be for you to recognize, man, it's just not, I just can't be in this person. On the flip side, if you're the person that is, you just don't have the capacity. You don't have the capacity to love this person the way that they need to be loved. If you see that, you know what I'm saying, you should say, you know what, don't suffer. Because if I'm the person who don't have the capacity to love somebody the way they need to be loved, both people gonna suffer in their relationship or in their friendship. And if I don't have the capacity, I'll be honest and say, you know what, I'll never reach that bar. I'll never reach that bar. Now that's me being an honest person. But here is the thing what happens with that as well. Maybe they got givers and they got takers in this world. They got givers and they got takers in this world. Okay, baby, they got small fish and big fish. Okay, what you is? You a small fish or you a big fish? They got sharks out here, baby. You gotta be a shark. You can't be the little fish. All right. They got big fish and little fish. So they got givers and they got takers. What happens is givers always get what takers for the most part. If you a giver and you get what a taker, baby, that's a bad fraction. That's a bad relationship. It ain't gonna work. It's a bad friendship. It's just not gonna work because you're gonna always try to give to fill up something that got a hole in it. It ain't gonna never be enough. You're gonna never satisfy that person. You're not gonna never reach the bar. Okay, never. You're not gonna never reach the bar. Why? Because they're a taker and you a giver. Givers need to be with givers. All right. A giver and a taker will not work. So you got to recognize if you are in those type of dynamics, guys. Recognize if you are in those type of dynamics and love yourself enough to say, you know what, this ain't working out for me. This ain't working out for me. I'm worth more than that. All right. So now let's get into the 7 keys of self-love. 7 keys of self-love. Somebody say that they procrastinate a whole lot. Let's get into the 7 keys of self-love. Y'all ready? I need y'all to write these down. All right, number 1, self-love is a result of self-discovery. All right, self-love is a result of self-discovery. So the first key to self-love is self-discovery. All right, you cannot know yourself. You cannot love yourself if you don't know yourself. Okay, you have to discover yourself in order to love yourself. Let's look at it another way. When you meet someone, the first thing we do is begin to learn about that person, what they like, what they don't like, what they need, what they desire, what's their favorite color, what their favorite food are. I mean, what are their favorite foods? What's their favorite hobbies, and etc. You discover yourself the same way. So when we meet somebody, we be like, oh my God, I think I'm in love. I think I'm in love. Oh my God, he's so cute. Oh my God, or she's so cute. Oh my God. You find out the person's favorite color. You know what they like, their favorite cologne or their favorite perfume. You find out what their gifts are, what their talents are. You find out all of these things about these people, right? Because we like them. We want to get to know them. That's the same way that you should be in pursuit of yourself. Okay? So you cannot love yourself if you don't know yourself. In order to know yourself, you have to discover yourself. And self-discovery is going to happen as long as we live. As long as we live, we're going to discover ourselves. So I got a question for you guys. I got a question for you guys. What have you discovered about yourself? Do you know your gifts? Do you know some of your gifts? Do you know some of your talents? Do you know what's your favorite color? Just simple things. What's your favorite color? What's your favorite food? Okay. What you don't like? What you don't like? Okay. What do you like? What are your hobbies? So discover yourself. Okay. The second result of self love is self source. Self source. Somebody put in the chat. Hey, somebody take notes for me in the comments. So, number one is self discovery. Number two is self source. Let's get into it. So, self source is where do you come from? Where do you come from? So, source determines the value, and when you know your value, that changes the game for you, period. When you know your value, that's going to change the game for you. Other people can give you value. Things that you buy can't give you value. Which brings me to my next point. Self-love is a result of self-worth. All right? Self-love is a result of self-worth. So number three is self-worth. So many people find their worth in the wrong things. And that's all of us. I know I have found my worth in some of the wrong things. I just told you guys that I went on a healing journey the last year and a half of my life. And I discovered so many things about myself that I did not know that I found worth in that ain't had nothing to do with who I am. You know what I mean? So many people find their worth in things like cars, money, designer bags, designer shoes, designer clothes, or even people. I say it's wrong because although nothing's wrong with nice things, my worth is not found in those things. All right? Let's look at it another way. If someone is in an abusive relationship or friendship and they have a self-worth issue, they stay in these situations because they get their worth from that person and not from themselves. So oftentimes they can't see their way out of that situation. All right. So let's break that down because that's important. Self-worth. All right. So some of us get our worth from what we do. I know I realized that was something that I had. That was an idol of mine. I'm being transparent. That was an idol of mine. Success. I found my worth in success, right? And I talked about this on the last podcast. If you didn't watch episode 3, you should definitely watch episode 3. I found my worth in my success. And I didn't realize it until 2024 when I was going through my healing journey. I didn't realize that my success was an idol, okay? It was an idol for me. And I found my self-worth in it. And I realized that as long as I was winning, they had other things in the background that was going on. I was aware of what was going on, but I didn't really address it, or I just let it slide because as long as I was winning, you know what I'm saying, that was cool. But that was not cool because I found my worth in success and the things that matters most. You know what I'm saying? I was not handling the things that mattered most, like my relationships, my friendships, you know what I'm saying? People around me in my circle. And so I had to get rid of that idol. Okay. My worth is not dependent upon what I do. That's just what I do. You know what I'm saying? If you take that away, then who am I? Am I still worthy? Okay, if you take that away, am I still worthy? You know what I mean? So self-worth is so important. Once you know your self-worth, and baby, I found mine. I found mine. I got it together. I found mine. Once I got my self-worth together, guess what? You ain't gonna see me in some circles no more. You ain't gonna see certain people around me no more because now I know my worth. You ain't gonna see me operating in a certain way no more because I know my worth. Even things that I probably wouldn't even share, the darkest parts about you. Guess what? You got to clean that up. You got to clean that up because I'm worth more than that. You know what I'm saying? I'm worthy. All right. So your self-worth is important. Number 4, self-love is a result of self-esteem. Number 4 is self-esteem. All right. How much do you cost? That's what esteem means. Ooh, I like that. How much do you cost? If you esteem yourself, baby, how much you cost? Because guess what? If you got a high self-esteem, you ain't gonna be with no anybody. If you got high self-worth, you can't be with anybody. You can't be around no anybody. You can't put on no anything. You heard me? You can't come out the house no any kind of way. You can't carry yourself any kind of way. You can't give everybody access to you because you're too costly. Come on here. You too costly, baby. High self-esteem. Nobody can treat you any kind of way when you got high self-esteem. So self-love is a result of self-esteem. How much do you cost? How much are you worth? What is the estimate of your value? Oh, that's deep right there. So many people sell themselves cheap because they don't know their true value. They compromise being in bad relationships, bad friendships, and bad environments just to have company around them. Just to have company around them. That's because they do not know their true worth and they don't know their true value. If that's you watching on tonight, I want you to reevaluate. Do not feel bad. Do not feel bad about it, okay? But if that's you tonight, I pray to God that I'm changing your perspective on tonight, that you will look inside yourself and know that you are worth more, okay? That you are costly, baby. You, baby, a high price, okay? A high price. I want you to know that on tonight, all right? And so look around your environment, your relationships, your friendships. You know what I'm saying? First, how do you esteem yourself? How much you cost? And then you look around and see if the people really could afford you. Can they afford you? You know what I'm saying? Can they afford you? Or you know what I'm saying? Or are you selling yourself cheap? Are you selling yourself cheap? All right. Number 5. 5 is self-love is a result of self-concept. Am I cooking or am I cooking? I think I'm cooking. You heard me? Self-love is a result of self-concept. Somebody put in the comments. Number 5 is self-concept. Self-concept is the way you picture yourself. The way you picture yourself. How do you see yourself? That's self-concept. How you treat yourself and how you allow others to treat you is determined by how you picture yourself. How you see yourself, how you allow other people to how you see yourself is self-concept. How you treat yourself and how you allow other people to treat you is a result of your self-concept. Okay? So if you look in the mirror and you be like, oh man, I'm fat today. I don't like my stomach. I don't like this. I don't like that. Oh man, I need to get this fixed. I need to get that fixed. Stop right now. Stop it. Stop. Please. You need to fix your self-concept. Fix your self-concept. Because you know why? You're going to attract predators out here in these streets. You a small fish, and they got big sharks who could smell your esteem, who could smell, you heard me? Who could smell your self-concept of yourself. And when you think that, you might not even realize it, but you carry that. People who got a poor self-concept of themselves don't carry themselves well. People who got a concept of a poor self-concept of themselves, you know what I'm saying? They don't talk to themselves good. They don't think that they look good. They don't say anything good about themselves. And so but then they might want to get in a relationship and let somebody else do that for them. Baby, it'll never work. Because you know why? You don't need the opinions of other people to tell you who you are. That's not how it works. It works in reverse. It works in reverse, all right? Because like attract like you attract who you are. So if you got a poor self-concept about yourself, okay? A poor self-concept about yourself. When you look in your relationships, you're going to see the fruits of that. When you look in your friendships, you're going to see the fruits of that. When you look on the type of job you choose, when you know you might could do better, that's the fruits of that. When you look at the car you drive, the house you live in, that's the fruits of self-concept. And that is not an act of self-love. It's not. That's an act of self-hatred if it's poor. So if that's you tonight, I want you to change your language about yourself. Instead of saying, oh man, my stomach big. This is what you could do. You could change your verbiage in the mirror. Look in the mirror and you say, what? You know what? God, thank you for my body. And I think that I got the wherewithal to change it. Don't worry. I'm going to get it together. I'm going to get it together. And then start treating yourself right. If that's you, you know what I'm saying? If that's you, the reason why this probably happening is probably because you are wearing what other people told you. It could be parents. It could be coming through school and being bullied. It could be all of those things. And they change the perspective of who you think you are. And you've been so beat down to the point that when you look in the mirror, you cannot see your worth. And you got another picture of what somebody else think of you. But I want you to diminish that on tonight. I want you to get a high concept of yourself. Start talking to yourself in the mirror the way you need to be talked to. Forget what everybody else said, because the only opinion that matter about yourself is you. And when you change the self-concept of yourself and you change the way your posture is, you heard me? Change your posture. Your posture. Stand up straight. Look pretty. You heard me? If you're a man, look handsome. Walk in the room with confidence. The first room you're going to walk in is the one where you got that mirror at in your house. Look in that mirror and you talk to yourself. Nah, I'm a king. I'm a king. You heard me? I'm smart. I'm intelligent. I'm capable of being healthy. Baby, I'm capable of being fine. I know y'all see I done got fine. Me. I know y'all see I'm getting fine about a minute. Me. But change the self-concept of yourself. Once you do that, what you attract, guess what? It's going to be different now. It's going to be different now. What you attract going to be different. All right? I always say that life is like, this how life is. It's like the algorithm. All right? So let me break this down right quick. If you're part of my TikTok community, y'all know we talk about this all the time. Life is just like an algorithm, the algorithm. When we scrolling on social media, and if I hover over something too long and I engage with it, let's say it's a cooking video, and I engage with that video, I like it, I might comment. When you scroll, guess what? Every time you open up your phone, guess what's gonna happen? A cooking video gonna pop up. You could go on YouTube, a cooking video gonna pop up. Am I lying or am I right? You know why? Because you on that algorithm. You engage with that. You engage with that content. You engage with that post. Life is the same way. What you engage with, you gonna continue to attract that. All right. And so how do we change the algorithm? We stop engaging with it. If it's something that I don't want to see on my timeline, I'm gonna click that little box and I'm gonna say not interested. I don't want to see that on my timeline. Or it might be a person that's probably immature. Mute, delete, block. I don't want to see that on my timeline. All right. So when you change yourself, you start to change what you are attracting in your life. Okay. So self-concept, the picture of who you are, change it, please. Change it, please. If you listen, I'm gonna say this right here, then we're gonna move on to number 6. If you had to picture your dream self, if you had all the money in the world, you didn't need no money, none of that. What would your dream self be doing? What would you look like? What would you drive? Where would you live? What would you be doing? Where would you vacation? What would your purpose be? If you had everything that you ever needed, who would your dream self be? And that's the person you're gonna put in your mind. Self-concept, high self-esteem, high value, high self-worth. And they're gonna change the trajectory of your life. It's gonna change the algorithm of your life. And you're gonna begin to attract the things that you truly desire. You can only attract who you are. Literally. You can only attract who you are. If you want to change what you're attracting, you got to change with yourself first. All right? Number 6, self-love is a result of self-identity. Okay, self-identity. And self-identity is simply knowing who you are. Okay, knowing who you are. That's super important. Number 7, self-love is a result of self-value. Self-value and self-worth go hand in hand. How much is your value? All right. What are your values? What's your morals? What's your values? What you going for? What you not going for? And then everything in your life that comes to you, You're going to judge it by your values. You're going to judge it by your values. Let's say you're married. You might be married, right? You might be married. Maybe you and your spouse going through a tough time. And then temptation going to come. Temptation might come. And it tests one of y'all. Well, if you value marriage, no matter how tempted you are, you heard me? No matter how much in a deficit you are, then guess what? Because you value marriage, you wouldn't go outside of that and entertain or engage with something else because of your values, right? Let's say you desire a man or a woman with certain morals, right? With certain morals. All right? That's your desire, certain morals. If anything less than that come to you, try to holler at you, baby, that go against my values. I'm worth more than that. Okay? I'm worth more than that. So self-value. And everything should be judged by your value. All right? That's super, super important. Let me read some comments. Because it's getting a little spicy in the comments. Let me read some comments. Are you guys enjoying this tonight? Are y'all enjoying this tonight? Let me read some comments. Let's see what the people saying. Tiara said, you preaching. You are speaking the truth. I'm driving now. Can someone pick up? Self-concept, how do you see yourself? Somebody, CC said, tape affirmations around your mirror and say them daily. That is good. Self-identity, know who you are. Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody just coming in. All right, y'all. So listen. So now I'm going to give you 10 manifestations of self-love. 10 manifestations of self-love. Girl, let me put my fan on, girl. I'm a little hot, girl. Hold on. Little break. It will be me making sure I look cute. And I am. Got to know I'm going to look cute, baby. All right, so 10 manifestations of self-love. Number 1, self-confidence is a manifestation of self-love. All right? Number 1, self-confidence. Number 2, self-respect is a manifestation of self-love. When you love yourself, you're confident. That's number 1. You're confident in yourself when you love yourself. You move with confidence. All right? When you love yourself. Number 2, self-respect. When you love yourself, you respect yourself. You respect yourself. That means you certain things that call for respect. You carry yourself for respect. Certain things you ain't going for because you respect yourself. Number 3, self-assured. That means you are sure about yourself. Okay? That kind of go with confidence as well. You are self-assured. Self-assertive. That's number 4. Self-love is a manifestation. Self-assertiveness is a manifestation of self-love. What do I mean when I say self-assertive? That means I like to help people. I'm confident that I can help you because I know who I am. I'm confident that I can help you in a certain area because I know that I am. So I will kindly ask if I could assert myself and help you in a certain area because not to be pushy, but to help because I know who I am. Another manifestation of self-love, and this is number 5, is self-motivation. A person that loves themselves is motivated. They're self-motivated. They don't need nobody to wake them up and say, go to work. They don't need nobody to wake them up and say, hey, it's time to go to the gym. They don't need nobody to wake them up and say, you got to go do this, you got to do that. So self-motivation is a manifestation of self-love, okay? If you're not motivated, you need somebody to hold your hand and all of that stuff like that. Don't feel bad if that's you. Don't feel bad. All you gotta do is work on your self-love. Work on the 7 keys I gave you, and they're gonna come. All right? Because everybody's at a different level of maturity. So do not feel bad, okay, guys? The purpose of this tonight is to bring awareness. Like I say, I went through a healing journey on last year, and I did not realize, wow. It had a lot of things I needed to work on. And as we go through life, as we mature and as we go to other levels, certain things just cannot come with us. You know what I'm saying? Once you get to another level of maturity, the immature you gotta be left behind. I hope that makes sense. Self-value. We talked about value already. That's number 6, self-value. When you love yourself, you value yourself. Self-giving. When you love yourself, you give to yourself. You give yourself good compliments. I could go to dinner and buy myself a meal, okay? I'm giving to myself. And a person that could give their self could also give to others because you already practice giving, all right? Self-affirmation. We talked about that just a while ago. Somebody, CC in the comments said you could take little sticky notes and put it on your mirror. Affirmations, okay? Self-affirmation. Talk to yourself. I'm a queen. I'm a king. I am capable. Okay, I am capable. I'm gonna give y'all some affirmation in a little while. Self-forgiving. That's super important. Number 9, self-forgiving. I want everybody to stop right now. Everybody, stop right now. Think about everything we've been talking about tonight, and if there's any area of your life where you've been hard on yourself, you've been beating yourself up for maybe a mistake you made. Um, you haven't moved forward because you feel like you messed up or you could have did better. I want you to stop right now and I want you to say, I forgive myself, and I want you to move on, okay? Forgiveness is not just for other people. Forgiveness is for us. We gotta forgive ourselves, okay? We gotta forgive ourselves. At the end of the day, we having a human experience, and this is our first time here. Our honest how we're gonna pass through this life. And so I want you to stop and I want you to forgive yourself. Do not beat yourself up. Learn from whatever it is that you're beating yourself up about, okay? That happened to me last year as well. I beat myself up so bad about something. I felt like I should have showed up better. I felt like I should have chose better, did better. And I beat myself up so bad. It took me into a spiral of depression for a few months because I just I just felt like I could have did so much better. And I had to process my feelings and I had to realize, okay, Kai, it happened. It happened. What could you learn from this? What could you learn from this situation? Because life come to teach us lessons, but do not stay stuck. The most important thing is how you could get up and keep on going and not stay stuck. I'm not saying don't process your feelings. Process your feelings. I got stuck for a few months in my head about it, beating myself up about it because I thought I could have did better. You know what I'm saying? And I had to go back and realize and see what it was in me that made me made a decision that I regretted. You know what I'm saying? That made me made a decision that I regretted. And I had to work on healing that particular part of myself. But you see now, babe, I bet that's the last mistake I made on that situation. I bet I'll never make that mistake again in my life. I bet you that. And give yourself some grace, guys. I forgave myself. I forgave myself. I learned my lesson. I wrote it down, baby. I had to look over the data. Okay. All right. I don't want to feel that no more. I don't want to go through that no more. I don't want to show up like that no more because I don't like it. I don't like how I showed up for myself. I don't like that. Go over the data, heal what it is that's inside you that made you act that way, whatever it was that you did. You know what I'm saying? And then learn the lesson and move on. When that situation come back to try you again, could never. Could never. As a matter of fact, baby, I'm not even in that energy. Don't even come around me. Okay? Don't even come around me with that. All right. And then self-investing. Invest in yourself, guys. That's super important. Invest in yourself. What does investing in yourself look like? It looked like exercising, like I go walk in the park every morning. That's investing in myself. It looked like maybe getting a mentor. It looked like maybe buying a course, maybe going to school. I have a makeup academy, a makeup school. So people who enroll in my makeup academy, they are investing in themselves. All right. Invest in yourself spiritually. Invest in yourself in every area of your life. Invest in yourself. Okay. We spend so much time investing in other people and we don't even realize it. If I ask y'all what's the latest tea on the shade room, I bet everybody know. We know everybody else's business, but we don't know our own business that's unattended. okay? Or we ignore the things about ourselves that's unattended and that need our is a priority that we attend to it, and we got to do better with that. We got to do better with that. We know everybody T. We know everything that's going on, but yet and still, if I ask you your credit score, you probably don't know. How much money you make a month, how much your expenses is, you probably don't know. That's things that we got to tighten down on, because the other stuff is just pure distractions, okay? And right now, in the world right now, I'm going to say two things. This is the easiest time in the world to be successful. This is the easiest time in the world to win. But guess what else? This is the easiest time in the world to be distracted. All right? This is the easiest time in the world to be distracted, especially in light of social media, guys. So make sure before you go through the rest of 2025 that you are cleaning up the things that you need to clean up. Maybe clean up your algorithm on social media. You know what I'm saying? Invest in yourself. Only invest in things that are going to move you forward. Please, okay? Invest in things that are going to move you forward. Now a few more things, and then I'm gonna take questions and answers. So y'all get y'all questions together if y'all want to ask some questions on tonight. Get some questions to get y'all questions together. So I'm gonna ask y'all a question actually, right quick. So what are your go-to practices for showing yourself self-love? Put it in the comments, y'all. What do you do to show yourself self-love? Y'all put it in the comments. It could give somebody else good ideas. What do you do to show yourself self-love? Okay, I'll go first. To show myself self-love, I talk to myself really well. So every time I pass by, I gotta pass by a mirror to get to my bathroom. So when I pass by my mirror, I always say, pretty gal, hey, pretty gal. And sometimes I might post a picture of myself and I'll say, pretty gal. But I always say, hey, pretty gal, because I think I am so gorgeous. I think I am so pretty. Without makeup, without hair, I think I'm beautiful. I be in my rawest form, and I think I know I am beautiful. Okay, so I affirm myself. Hey, pretty girl. I take care of my body, and I take care of my body by my health routine. All right. Um, that's some of the ways that I show myself self love. I learn. I'm constantly learning, always investing in myself. That's some ways that I show myself self love. So y'all put it in the comments. All right. And I got some affirmations to share with y'all, and then we're going to wrap it up. I wonder how long we've been on. I don't even know. Let's see what y'all saying in the comments. Even if it means getting a therapist. Ooh, that's good. Somebody said getting a therapist is another act of self-love. That is. I 100% agree. Getting a therapist is an act of self-love. It is, because everybody can't work through it by themselves. Sometimes you might need a therapist, and I do believe a therapist, and I do believe in therapy. Okay. Hi, Kai, late coming on. Hey, Miss Sandra, how are you tonight? I take care of my mental health, writing down my thoughts and experiences in a journal. Ooh, Cece, that is so good. That's number one. That's one of the things I do as well. I write down my thoughts and stuff in a journal. That is so good, y'all. I just did some content the other day, the last day of 2024, and I got my journal, and the journal is tore up. I mean, it got sticky notes everywhere. And I had journals everywhere because I was going through a very transformational year in 2024. I was going through a really deep healing journey. So I had journal on side my bed. I had journal in the bathroom, journal in a car, journal at my shop. Like, journals was everywhere. But there's one particular journal I will go in the park and write in that. And that is so freeing, okay? That is so freeing. And I talked about this with my TikTok community. Writing stuff in a journal. Your thoughts and experiences, okay? I need to get back to self-love. Yes, Kendra. Self-love is the code. That's the code to life. Self-love is the code to life. So it's something, guys, that it gotta be a priority for us. Self-love, because if I was the self-love is the foundation. If we're not loving ourselves, then people treat you any kind of way. If you're not loving yourself, so many things come into your life that you're really not trying to attract. Self-love is the foundation of life. If you want to know why you're on a job that suck, I promise you, it go back to self-love. If you're in a relationship that suck, it go back to self-love. Okay? If you not treating your body right, it go back to self-love. Here's the most beautiful thing about it. You have a chance to change it. You got a chance to change it. Okay? It's not permanent. You got a chance to change it. All right? So loving ourselves is a priority. Super important. We can't go without it, guys. It's the foundation of life. Foundation of life. All right. So here's some affirmations. I'm gonna give y'all some affirmations. And what I'm gonna do also is I'm gonna put the affirmations after this video process. I'm gonna put the affirmations also. I'll put it in the description box so y'all could go ahead. Y'all probably could copy and paste it. All right. I should have made a guide, but I didn't think about it. But I'll do better. I told y'all let me cook with this podcast stuff. Let me cook, baby. We're gonna get better, okay? So some self-love affirmations, okay? Number 1, I am enough just as I am. I am enough just as I am. Listen, being authentic is super important in this life. Being authentic, okay, is super important in this life. I do makeup. That's my profession, right? And ain't nothing wrong with makeup. I'm not saying nothing wrong with it. But if you ever meet me, if it's like something that you don't really, that is like not a professional event or something like that. When you meet me, you're gonna see me authentically me. You know what I'm saying? And it goes beyond our outer appearance. And so being enough just as you are. When you are authentically yourself, you're going to attract authentic people, authentic blessings to you. You don't want nobody else blessing. You don't want nobody else man. You don't want nobody else woman. You don't want to attract something, and you don't want to attract somebody, you know what I'm saying, when you wore a mask. Because when a mask come off, they don't want that. They want the fake you. They don't want the real you. You see what I'm saying? So it's important to be authentic as possible. All right. So I am enough just as I am. Number 2, I deserve love and kindness. Now, for those of you guys who suffered with self-concept and poor self-esteem, this is what you guys definitely need to write down, these affirmations. All right. I deserve love and kindness. Number 3, I release all doubt and insecurities. I release all doubt and insecurities. Number 4, my worth is not defined by others' opinions. My worth is not defined by others' opinions. This is something that the whole world is suffering from. Other people's opinions. We see it on social media. Okay? Everybody's suffering from other people's opinions. They got people out here. They're going in debt to have a certain look, a certain car, a certain look on social media for likes and comments. But in their real life, they're suffering because of the opinions of others. Because they're trying to keep up a facade for social media, for the opinions of others. Or maybe they got friends, they're trying to keep up a facade. Or they might be in a relationship. It look pretty on social media. It look pretty on the outside. But on the inside, they're suffering. If that's you on tonight, I want you to get rid of everybody else's opinions, okay? Because your worth is not defined by other people's opinions, okay? Do not suffer in silence so that you can look pretty publicly. Don't do it, okay? Be your authentic self. What is your truth, okay? If you ain't got it like that, I ain't got it like that. And live within your means, okay? Please. I honor my needs and I honor my desires. I honor my needs and my desires. Number 6, I am proud of my journey and process. That's a personal one that I love so much because I am so proud of my journey and process. Number 7, I forgive myself for past mistakes. We just talked about that. I forgive myself for past mistakes. Number 8, my body deserves love and respect. This some good affirmations. I'm definitely gonna put it in the description box for you guys. My body deserves love and respect. That's something I tell myself every day. My body deserves love and respect. That don't just mean physically, like you know, with someone intimately or nothing. That also means that what I wear, my body deserves love and respect. What I eat, the things that we eat and put into our body, my body deserves love and respect. Okay? I attract positivity and joy in my life. That's number 9. I attract positivity and joy in my life. Number 10, I let go of perfection and embrace my authenticity. I just talked about it. I let go of perfection and I embrace my authenticity. Um, One of the things I like about going live on TikTok, that's something else that happened for me in 2024. In 2024, I started going live on TikTok. And this go with being authentic. And so I show up on TikTok almost every day at 7 p.m. and I do my makeup. And so this might encourage somebody. I show up just the way I am. You hear how I talk? You hear my accent? The first thing people are drawn to is the way I talk. Okay, now before I got on TikTok, I ain't never really realized how I talk. I didn't know it was that special. But people love how I talk. Number 2, I chew ice. I love eating ice. The people love when I eat ice. That's authentic, right? Somebody else might say, girl, that ain't much professional, whatever. The people love when I eat ice. If y'all my community right here, y'all let the people know. Baby, they'll be like, hi, you got your ice? All right. So the way I talk, that's my authentic self. I ain't code switching and trying to sound like, yes, you pick up the brush and you blend here. Then no. I'm talking how I talk, okay? So let go of perfection and embrace my authenticity. Another thing, I didn't even know how to work TikTok all the way, but I showed up. And as I begin to show up, guess what? I begin to learn how to work it. Okay, just like the podcast. This podcast is very new for me. I'm learning so many things. I'm not worried about it being perfect. I'm gonna show up, and as I continue to show up, guess what? I'm gonna continue to learn. The same thing happened with my makeup artist business. Okay, it was a hobby. It turned into a at-home business, and then it turned into this big old thing that you see now happening with me as far as in entrepreneurship. So what I'm saying is, don't be too perfect, guys. Even if we got content creators here that's watching on tonight, don't be so perfect and self-conscious and pick yourself apart to the point where it paralyzes you and keep you from moving forward. Okay? Don't do that. Be authentic. The world need authenticity right now. I promise you. People love when you are authentic. I love being authentic. You know why? Because we talked about that algorithm earlier. Whenever I'm authentic, I'm gonna attract authentic connections to me. I'm gonna attract what's supposed to be for me when I'm authentic. Okay? I don't want to attract a fake blessing. I want to attract an authentic blessing, an authentic relationship, an authentic friendship. Okay? Authentic blessings to me. Okay? Number 11, I am worthy of all good things. You are worthy of all good things. Everybody who listening to this, who watching this, you are worthy of all good things. Number 12, I choose to be kind to myself. I choose to be kind to myself. Okay, this is another part of the self-concept. Make sure you're being kind to yourself, guys. Don't you know that you teach people how to treat you? You teach people how to treat you. If you're not kind to yourself, you cannot attract somebody that's going to be kind to you, because you are already in that energy. You're going to attract that same type of energy. So make sure that you are kind to yourself. It teach other people how to treat you. Okay? I am strong, capable, and resilient. And don't worry, guys, if y'all can't keep up with it, I'm going to have them in the description box. Don't worry. I am strong, capable, and resilient. Number 14, I am grateful for my unique talents and gifts. And number 15, I'm going to stop right there. I nurture my body, mind, and spirit. All right? I nurture my body, mind, and spirit. All right, so what could we take away from this episode on tonight? That self-love should be a priority, okay? Before we go looking to be in relationships and friendships with everybody else, before we go and serve everybody else, guess what? Serve yourself first, all right? Serve yourself first. And that's what My Cup First is all about. That's what it's all about. Learning yourself, okay? So that you could transform and be the best version of yourself. So you can live the best life that you are called to live. And guess what? When you become the best version of yourself, guess what? The people around you become the best version of themselves as well. All right? So that's my episode on tonight, guys. I hope you guys loved it. And I hope that it was something that you could take and apply to your life. I hope that it did open your mind and cause you to think about your life, so that you can make the necessary changes in areas that you may need changes in. I hope that it changed your perspective of yourself, okay, and caused you to think high of yourself. I hope that it raised your self-esteem, okay. I hope that it raised your self-concept of yourself, and I hope that you put yourself first in every situation, all right? Not selfishly. This is not about being selfish, but this is about making sure that we take care of ourselves so that we could then serve others in the best way. Serve our spouse, serve our children, serve our community, go on a job and serve whatever it is that we do. So we got to be good first. We got to love ourselves first before you can love anybody else, okay? So that is my episode about self-love on tonight. I want to thank everybody for being here on tonight. For my first live episode, I appreciate you guys. If you are watching a replay, don't forget to hashtag replay. Also, let me know what your favorite takeaways was. What was your favorite takeaway? If you do care to share, what was your favorite takeaway? Also, make sure that if you go back and watch this, or if you are listening to this, that you jot down the things that, you know what I'm saying, mattered most to you. All right? Big National say, hello, everyone. My mom just bought me a sweater that says, I am enough. Shout out to your mom, Tiara. My daily affirmation is, Lakeisha says, my daily affirmation is, I love you. I love that. That is going to say, have a great night. Thank you. I start my day in prayer, positive affirmations, and daily devotions. I take care of my mental health, writing down my thoughts and experiences. We talked about that in a journal. Awesome. All right, y'all. So that's it for tonight, guys. I'm going to go ahead and close it out. Thank you guys so much. If y'all want to continue to comment, y'all do so. I probably will be able to read it better when we get off. So thank y'all again. This is My Cup First podcast. I am your beautiful host, Kai Smith. I pray that my voice empowers you to speak. I pray that my healing empowers you to heal. And I pray that my life empowers you to heal. All right. Thank you so much. And I will see you next Thursday for episode 5. Y'all have a good one. Bye.